There is something evil lurking on the moors, a cursed creature that prowls the countryside at night, searching for unsuspecting prey. There are many names for this cursed creature: lycanthrope, shapeshifter, werewolf. Legend has it that those who have been attacked by a werewolf and survive become a werewolf themselves. This is the fate that has befallen David Kessler, an American backpacker who brutally was attacked on the moors by a mysterious animal. David's friend Jack, he was killed in the attack, but he was the lucky one. Now when the moon is full, David transforms into the mythical beast and terrorizes the English capital, an American werewolf in London. Stay on the road, keep clear of the moors, beware the moon, and God help you. So it's officially announced at Scare LA, just like everyone predicted, on Sunday, that an American Werewolf in London is going to be coming to Halloween Horror Nights in Hollywood this year. And it's not exactly going to be our house from Orlando. It's going to be a little bit different. And the Scare LA presentation had a special guest involved. And of course, that special guest being the director of An American Werewolf in London himself, the great John Landis. So, there was a couple of things that were name dropped. What I just mentioned right there was just straight off the Horror Nights Twitter feed that John Murdy sent out several hours ago. I worked all day today, so I was not able to really get into this until just now, and I apologize for that. And it sounds to me like we're getting another announcement tomorrow, or today, since this is tomorrow's video. So, yeah, we should be getting another announcement later today. And once that does happen, I will talk about it. But let's continue from here. So, at Scare LA, there were some early messages that were left out. Obviously, some early details on the maze. Basically, Orlando's costumes were quite amazing, but the prosthetics used in Hollywood will take it to a brand new level. He was amazed himself how authentic the sets are and the types of effects that would be used. Again, not exactly like Orlando's, but not necessarily all bite different as well. So basically, it's not going to be a carbon copy, and it's not going to be completely original. It's going to be a mixture of both, and that makes perfect sense, given the fact that there are some very lucky people that have been able to go to both coasts for Halloween Horror Nights, and the ones that got to go to Orlando last year, just like myself, to go through An American Werewolf in London, will get a chance to go through a brand new version of it in Hollywood this year. The maze in question is even crazier and more elaborate than the Orlando one. Real images of the wolf puppets weren't exactly shown, but Landis did give some insight on what we can expect. There's going to be 3 variations of the werewolf, and multiple puppets of each variation throughout the maze. Now, behind-the-scenes imagery was actually released, too. There were pictures that were let out, and they look amazing. First off, the facade that has been sitting in the Jurassic Park queue for forever and a day, and everyone's been speculating. And Murdy himself, after this reveal earlier on last night, he basically said that now everybody can put up the slaughtered lamb sign because we're already about done with the maze. So it'll be interesting to see where we go from there. So, the facade looks about the same from Orlando. Obviously, they're doing it in the Jurassic Park overflow queue. And obviously, we did it in a soundstage. But I still have faith this is going to be an amazing maze in Hollywood this year. There is a subway car in their version of the tube. Yes, there's actually a subway car in there. Something we did not have in Orlando. We had the tube, and we had the roof on top of the tube. But when we went in the underground, it did not show an actual subway car. We're actually getting a subway car in Hollywood. Now, they showed images of Jack after his initial werewolf attack, which is kind of like what we got in one of the rooms in our maze last year. David's ghoul creation from the nightmare sequence, and everyone apparently that is going to be involved in this sequence, anyone that is a character that is connected to this, one of the ghouls all have to get custom contact lenses so they can be absolutely perfect to what David Naughton looked like in the film, which is awesome. They showed one of the 3 werewolves after the fact, and it was 8 feet long. Thing was ginormous. And of course, the demons from the, from the nightmare sequence as well were shown. Now, someone asked if See You Next Wednesday would be featured. Yes, the movie theater is going to be featured in Hollywood, but it's not going to be exactly like Orlando. And John Landis said specifically, it's not even going to be like the script. It's actually going to be a completely different take, courtesy of Hollywood's Arts and Design Department. Should be interesting to see where we go with that. I'm very curious to see how they go there. Well, another thing on top of this that I want to get into was obviously the reason I waited so long, and that is the code word decryption. And the decryption of the code word, of course, was for, just like I predicted, soap commercial. And soap commercial had some red herrings. Obviously, it had to do with a brand of soap. That was a work. And it had to do with one of its performers in the film used to be in television commercials before making the film. And of course, I alluded to it, and it was proven to be correct. David Naughton did the Dr. Pepper commercials before he did An American Werewolf in London. And there is an actress from a movie that came out earlier this year. And it's interesting because Jenny Agutter, who is also in An American Werewolf in London, was also in a movie earlier this year, which was Captain America: The Winter Soldier. But the movie in question was another thing that I called, and that was talking about Muppets Most Wanted. And the character, the actress in question, is Miss Piggy, who is seen on a screen in the original film. So that ties into that clue. So that was the decryption of soap commercial, and another win for Suro and Disney. I will say right now that I was fortunate enough to be able to decrypt, which was Empire, which is Dracula Untold, Teen Spirit, which was Face Off in the Flesh in the House of Horrors, Beauty is Only Skin Deep, which turned out to be 747's Alien vs. Predator, and An American Werewolf in London, which was soap commercial, which is in Jurassic Park. Now, I did not decrypt The Walking Dead. I did get the Waka Waka Waka, but I tied it to Werewolf and to Frank Oz, and I did not tie it to, obviously, Walker, 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 which was The Return of the Walking Dead in the Lime. Do I know anything about the original maze? Not really. I know that it's going to be apparently revealed later today, supposedly, if you believe anything that has been said by John Murdy, and obviously, we have to believe what's being said. It says don't stay up all night, even though I know you will, but yes, it's coming, and wait for it. It's going to knock your socks off, and it is the official announcement, the first time that the general public has seen that we are actually getting 7 mazes in Hollywood this year, as well as a terror tram, of course, once again invaded by The Walking Dead. And our scare zones currently revealing Mask A-Raid, which was the scare zone that was picked by the public, actually. There was the contest, and you got to choose and vote for which scare zone you wanted to see at the event. It was Corpse, it was Ghouls, and it was Mask A-Raid. And Mask A-Raid won, so that is actually coming to the event. So we got that coming. The Purge is going to be coming as well. This time is different location though, so The Purge is going to be coming as well, so that should be really fun. It was right up in the front of the park last year, and it worked really well. I love the videos from it. So it's going to be another scare zone this year. I don't know where the scare zones are going to be. That's pretty much like up in the air right now. So we've got that. And oh yeah, I did also get From Dusk Till Dawn too, so we got that. Even though technically there was no code name for it. But I did predict it. So yes, I did really well on my Hollywood predictions this year, and I did pretty well on my Orlando predictions as well, so yay me. But I will state right now that Hollywood, if you don't think, you think you're ready, you're definitely not. It's going to be absolutely out of this world when An American Werewolf in London, when you step foot into the slaughtered lamb for the first time, and you hear that very iconic wording of everything, all the dialogue you remember so fondly from the film. Seeing the dartboard in the slaughtered lamb, and then walking through the moors, and then, of course, walking to the movie theater, and then ending up around Piccadilly Circus at the end. There's so many things. The transformation scene, which I guarantee is going to have to be in this, because obviously it was way awesome last year in Orlando. I really hope that you guys enjoy your An American Werewolf in London maze, and I'm sad that I can't be there, actually. I'm a year early, because it's pretty much a 100% right now, as long as everything works out with the actual dates of the event next year. As of this very moment, I, Sir Owen Disney, will be going to opening night and opening weekend of Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando again for what I believe will be their horror homecoming. And that next day, what will I do? I will get on a plane, I will fly to the other side of the country, and I will attend Halloween Horror Nights in Hollywood on that Sunday. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And that's going to be with my friend Tristan, HHN Fan 16. So looking forward to that. Should be really awesome. So yeah, that's what we got right now. Not much to talk about. Just a small little video to tide you guys over. And I do have a decryptic statement video coming up very soon. As soon as Orlando finally takes it home, I am going to do my decrypting of my random statements that I posted a while back. Hopefully you guys and girls out there enjoyed that video. And I'd like to have done one for Hollywood as well, but most of the statements would have been pretty truthful to our event because we're sharing a whole lot this year. As a matter of fact, when it comes down to it, with the exception of a few scare zones, the original and An American Werewolf in London, the event in Hollywood and the event in Orlando are very, very similar. So, there's always that. Oh yeah, there's another thing I want to mention before I finish up here, and I do want to mention that John Murdy did drop some knowledge on everyone that Hollywood's version of the Frequent Fear Pass is actually coming back. The Killer Deal multi-night passes are returning to the event this year. You'll be able to purchase them tomorrow at 10 a.m., which would be 1 p.m. here on the East Coast. So 10 a.m. West Coast time, you'll be able to check that out. And get your Killer Deal passes. Right now there are 2 options, and they're just going to start you off, and then the rest of the ticket options will be announced later. We have a 12-night pass, and then we have a 4-night pass, and that's for all you awesome Horror Nights fanatics in Hollywood. You can check those out and go do that, because obviously they are very limited in their quantity this year. So it sounds like I'm going to be doing an original maze video very soon. Halloween Horror Nights fans, don't dismay. There are more content coming up. Obviously, once I am able to, I will do the original maze video. That's going to be taken care of as soon as I find out more deets on it, when everything gets dropped officially. And then next week, Murdy did say that that would be the official reveal of the website. So the website would completely update with everything. All the scare zones, all the mazes, and something that was alluded to that was never mentioned, a potential show. Now, a lot of people obviously know the tragedy that happened in Hollywood last year when somebody took things a little too seriously, or took things the wrong way, and pretty much got Bill and Ted 86 from the event. Well, it sounds to me like there's a possibility there could still be another show, and there's been a lot of rumors they would possibly utilize maybe the Waterworld location, do another Slaughter World, or maybe potentially bring back Chucky's Insult Emporium, potentially somewhere. It'd be hilarious. They put it if Super Silly Funland. I think that'd be hilarious. But, yeah, I don't know if they go that way, but it'd be interesting. But yeah, I think we may end up getting a show of some sort. Who knows? What about Rocky Horror? No one's really brought that up. Maybe Rocky Horror's coming to Hollywood again. Who knows? Maybe. But yeah, there's something they could possibly throw together. But you would guess if this stuff had already been in the plan, they've already been auditioning for it, and this hasn't been mentioned to anyone. So if there's no show this year in Hollywood, I wouldn't be completely surprised. And if there is a show in Hollywood this year, again, I wouldn't be completely surprised. So that's pretty much what we've got here, and that's what we're going with right now. And you out there in Hollywood, definitely enjoy your event. It sounds really awesome. I'd love to be in attendance, and I will very happily be in attendance next year, when I think that there's a good possibility that Trick or Treat and The Conjuring both come to Hollywood, and I think we get them in Orlando as well. So, that's what I've got for you guys when it comes to An American Werewolf in London. At the bottom here in the description bar, I will list a lot of things. And one thing, I will list something that I apologize for the quality of it. But there was a awesome official YouTube gathering that was set up by my good friend Tim. And basically, this was set up through Universal, and Universal allowed us to film inside the houses for one night only. And in the bottom here is my pretty bad quality, but it is still there, An American Werewolf in London from Orlando last year. So I will put that here in the description bar. And we will talk more Hollywood once we hear about the original maze, and then I'll talk about the scare zones coming to Hollywood once I get that information as well. That video will be coming out. And then once everybody starts talking about their event, hopefully I can watch some walkthroughs potentially, and then I can give you my ideas about what happened at the event. So there's always that. So that's what we got, folks. And in the meantime, if you like these videos, tell your friends about them, leave a comment, do subscribe, help spread the word about Pop. If you haven't yet, go to Facebook, click like on our Facebook fan page, it's Sir Owen Disney Pop. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter, it's at Sir Owen Disney. And if you'd like to friend me on Facebook, it's Owen Disney. And as always, shout-outs to all my good friends in the Horror Nights YouTube community, my good friends on the Horror Nights Updaters themselves, my friend John, which of course is Psycho Massacre Films, Vic, aka Dr. Emmett Brown 1, Admiral HHN, HHN Trogdor, my friend Tristan, HHN Fan 16, my friend Neil, UK HHN, Mr. Horror Nights, the Thrill Seeker Network, the Red Steel TV, Deadly Fear 1283, the Crazy Englishman, Jeremy Films with Double Z, HHN Phantom, HHN Fanboy. Shout out to all of you, and I enjoy your content, which I hope you guys and girls out there enjoy mine. If you haven't yet, and you're really curious about what everybody else is thinking about the event, or you want to voice your own opinions, there are some forums you need to check out. You can go to Horror Night Nightmares. They have an awesome forum that I'm a part of. Obviously, Orlando United has an awesome forums, and they are setting up a great gathering on September 20th for Halloween Horror Nights with my good friend Tim and Jen, and they're going to we're going to knock it out of the park, have a great gathering, Orlando United. Also, Orlando Informer. And if you want to check out more HHN-related content, you can check out my good friend Charles from Designing the Fear. It's designingfear.com. And HHN Rumors, as well as HHN Crypt and Theme Park Insight. They're all just those words and .com. So, thank you guys and girls out there for watching. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all I got to say about that.